Okay, this one's for the mums like me. You know the worry of your kid getting sick, especially when it feels like every other week. And there's so much conflicting advice out there about what to feed them. It can get so overwhelming. So for this video, I wanted to strip it all back and focus on 10 foods that I feed my family religiously to support my kids' immune health. No hype, no hard to find ingredients, just simple, easy food swaps you can actually make this week. Let's get into it. All right, so when you think of vitamin C, you probably think about oranges. And while they're fantastic, I'm here to talk about the kiwi. A single kiwi gives you around 71 milligrams of vitamin C, and the yellow or gold variety gives you over 110 milligrams in one small fruit. Now, they're out of season at the moment, so I could only find the green ones, but I try and feed my family the gold ones when they're in season. And to give you an idea of vitamin C recommended doses, for a 4 to 8 year old, it's about 25 milligrams a day. Vitamin C is one of the most well-researched nutrients when it comes to immune function. It supports the production of white blood cells and the cells that your body sends in to fight off infections, and it acts as a powerful antioxidant, protecting those cells from damage while they do their job. But kiwi's immune benefits don't stop there. It's also rich in vitamin E, which is another antioxidant that supports immune cell function. It contains vitamin K, folate, potassium, and is packed with fiber, which feeds the good bugs in your kid's gut. And a healthy gut is key to a stronger immune response and in helping your body recover faster when they do get sick. And the bonus is they taste amazing. So, next time you're looking for a natural way to support your immune system, skip the supplements and grab a kiwi, especially a gold one. Or if they're out of season, like they are at the moment, I'll grab orange and other citrus fruits. They're all a great way to get vitamin C into the kids. If you don't have a fruit eater at home, you can go with red capsicums or bell peppers, they're also known as. They're a great substitute and are also packed with the good stuff. I like to serve fruit just cut up as it is to my kids. They're massive fruit bats, so they'll eat it happily, eat it that way. Capsicum I'll serve also cut up, but sometimes they like to dip it in hummus or an avocado dip. All right, let's talk about wild caught salmon, trout, sardines, and mackerel. These are all oily fish, which are one of the most nutrient dense foods you can put on your family's plate. Here's why it matters for immunity. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, have well documented anti inflammatory properties. Research shows that omega 3s help regulate immune cell activity, which will help support your child's ability to respond to infection without excessive inflammation. On top of that, oily fish is one of the few natural sources of vitamin D. A deficiency in vitamin D is directly linked to increased susceptibility to infections. So, families, let's aim to serve oily fish at least 2 times per week. I source my wild caught salmon from the freezer section at the supermarket. So this is sockeye salmon and it comes individually portioned and it's really tasty. So we love to have salmon rainbow rice bowls. So I'll serve up a bowl of rice with the beautifully grilled salmon on top. My kids can pick and choose the veggies and the toppings they like to put in their bowls. I love to make a beautiful salmon avocado dip, which with heaps of zesty lemon juice in there, and they love to just eat that with homemade chips or some veggie sticks. And fish tacos are also a favorite in this house. But if your kids really aren't into fish and resist eating it, you got to go for the milder options like salmon. So you could try cooking up the salmon in a beautiful homemade teriyaki sauce. That should disguise the flavour. Okay, number 3 is garlic, a staple in kitchens around the world and for very good reason. When you crush or chop garlic, it releases a compound called allicin. This is the active ingredient behind garlic's immune supporting properties. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that regular garlic consumption is associated with reduced duration or severity of colds. Now, here's a tip most people miss. You need to let crushed or chopped garlic sit for about 10 minutes before you add it to the heat. This gives allicin time to fully develop. If you throw it straight into a hot pan, you lose most of the benefit. For kids, just incorporate garlic into your regular meals that they love: pasta sauces, curries, soups, roasted veggies, basically into any savoury dish. I love it and I go nuts on the garlic in this house. My kids are used to it by now. Okay, for number 4, I'm combining two of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods in my kitchen: ginger and turmeric. Now, I often find it hard to source fresh turmeric, so I do buy the organic powdered variety. Ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shoguls. Research published shows that these compounds have measurable anti-inflammatory effects and may help reduce the severity of cold and flu symptoms. Chronic inflammation in the body can actually suppress immune function, so keeping inflammatory in check is really important. Turmeric contains curcumin, which is its main active compound. It supports immune cell activity and has both anti-inflammatory properties and antioxidant properties. One important note: curcumin is poorly absorbed on its own. So you've got to add a little pinch of black pepper, which helps to increase the absorption dramatically. You can add a little touch of fresh ginger to your kids' fresh smoothie and hopefully it will go undetected. I love to add it to soups, all of my Asian cooking. You can make a warm tea with ginger and honey when your kids are feeling a little under the weather. And I like to add it to gummies. I do a vitamin C gummy with lemon juice and orange juice and a bit of honey, and they love those ones. With turmeric, I like to add it to sauces, rice, scrambled eggs, and you may have heard of golden honey milk, which has milk, honey, turmeric, and black pepper. A little bit goes a long way, and they both have very strong flavours, so make sure you start small. Okay, probiotic yogurt and kefir, my favourite. Here's something that surprises a lot of parents. Approximately 70% of the immune system is located in your child's gut. So this is why gut health is closely linked to overall immune function. Probiotics can add beneficial bacteria, or they do add beneficial bacteria that keep the gut microbiome happy and healthy. And studies show that regular consumption of probiotic rich foods is associated with improved digestive health and immunity. When you're shopping, make sure you look for plain Greek yogurt or natural yogurt and kefir that says live and active cultures. Make sure you check the label. This one says 50 billion good bacteria. And avoid any of the flavored ones because they often have a bunch of unnecessary additives. Kefir is particularly potent and so beneficial. It has a slightly tangy taste. So blend it into your kids' smoothie with fruit and it should go down a treat. I also like to add it to my overnight oats as well. Sunflower seeds and almonds. They they contain vitamin E, which is a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects your immune cells from damage. Just a small handful of sunflower seeds gives your child nearly half of their daily vitamin E needs. And studies confirm it plays a direct role in supporting immune response, particularly in children. Now, pumpkin seeds, which are mixed in with my sesame seeds here, also known as pepitas, are one of the best plant-based sources of zinc. Zinc is critical for immune function. It supports the development and activity of immune cells. And zinc deficiency is so common among kids today. A small handful of these nuts and seeds can give your kids a nice amount of both of those nutrients. I love to sprinkle this seed mix over my kids' yogurt bowls, porridge, or chia pudding. You can also whack it into any kind of smoothie and even in baking. Chuck it in those muffins and nut slices or make a nice trail mix. Almonds are great for baking. I love to use almond meal, but you can just offer it to your kids as an easy snack, just as it is. Now, this one brings together two categories of vegetables that belong on every family's plate: broccoli and dark leafy greens like kale or spinach. Broccoli contains vitamin C plus a compound called sulforaphane. Research published shows sulforaphane has anti-inflammatory properties and may enhance immune response. The key here is to not overcook it. Let's just lightly steam it or roast it, and that will preserve most of these beneficial compounds. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale bring additional nutrients to the table. They're rich in vitamin A, which supports the health of your mucous membrane, your body's physical barrier against pathogens. They're also high in iron and folate, both of which are essential for the production of healthy immune systems. The most important thing when you're preparing your broccoli: chop and stop. So chop it up and leave it for 10 minutes, just like with your garlic. The sulforaphane releases after chopping it and breaking down those cell walls. So remember, chop and stop. For picky eaters, try roasting your broccoli with olive oil and a pinch of salt until the edges are nice and crispy. With spinach, you can sneak it into smoothies, pasta sauces, even muffins and cakes. Now, to be real, my kids never liked kale. I started making it into chips and now they ask for it all the time. I crisp it up in a moderate oven, like 150, and spray it with some olive oil and salt, and it goes beautiful and crispy. Changes the flavor profile altogether. Now, crisping kale in the oven may remove a little bit of its vitamin C content, but it still keeps the fibers, the minerals, and plenty of goodness. If it gets your kids eating it, that's a win in my opinion. Sweet potatoes are so nutritious. They're loaded with fiber and beta carotene, which is converted to vitamin A. They also have vitamin C and antioxidants. They are a nutritional powerhouse and a great immune booster. Vitamin A helps keep your child's mucosal barriers, think nose, throat, and gut, strong and intact. Those barriers are basically your kids' first line of defense against germs, but it doesn't stop there. It also plays a role in how the immune system develops and responds. So it's working on multiple levels, which is why it's really important that your kids are getting enough of it. And sweet potato makes that really easy. One medium sweet potato gives your child well over double their recommended vitamin A intake in one serve. That's a big nutritional win from one simple ingredient. And a tip I just found out is that pairing it with a healthy fat like avocado or olive oil increases the beta carotene absorption. And the best part is most kids will actually eat it. You can mash it, roast it, chop it into wedges, blend it through pasta sauces. It's one of those foods that are genuinely easy to get on the plate without a fight. So make sure you're including it multiple times throughout the week. Protein is so important for immunity. All quality protein sources contain an amino acid called glutamine, which is particularly important for fueling your white blood cells, the frontline fighters of your child's immune system. Without enough of it, those immune cells simply can't do their job as well. Animal-based proteins are also a really good source of B vitamins, specifically B6 and B12. Some great ones include chicken, turkey, eggs, fish, lean beef, and the plant-based legumes like lentils and beans. Adequate protein is essential for a healthy immune development in children. A simple chicken and vegetable dinner ticks a lot of boxes in one meal. Now, let's finish strong with raspberries and blackberries. These two deserve more credit than they typically get. Both are exceptionally rich in polyphenols and bioactive compounds, particularly anthocyanins, which give them their deep red and purple colours. These compounds are powerful antioxidants that protect your immune cells from oxidative stress and damage. Research confirms that berry consumption supports immune function and helps reduce chronic inflammation. But what really sets raspberries and blackberries apart is their fiber content. Raspberries in particular have one of the highest fiber contents of any fruit. And why does fiber matter for immunity? It feeds the beneficial gut bacteria in your child's microbiome, which, as we've discussed before, is where the majority of your immune system is. So more fiber means a healthier gut, and a healthier gut means better immune function. Raspberries and blackberries are naturally sweet, so most kids will just eat them by the handful. My kids tend to eat them straight out of the freezer. You can add it to their yogurts, fruit salad, smoothies, and even their porridge. I like to buy them frozen. The organic ones are more economical that way, and the nutrients are preserved and they just last so much longer than fresh. You know how the fresh ones, the day after you buy them, have those gross little green moldy bits all over them. It's such a waste of money. So there you have it, 10 foods all packed with proven nutrients your child's immune system needs to function at its best. Let me give you a quick recap of the nutrients we've covered today and why they matter. Vitamin C supports white blood cell production and immune defense. Vitamin A maintains that physical barrier that stops pathogens entering the body. Zinc is essential for immune cell development and activation. Probiotic foods support gut health, where 70% of your child's immune system lives. Protein and glutamine are what your immune cells need to function adequately. Anti-inflammatory compounds like curcumin, gingerol, and sulforaphane keep inflammation in check. And polyphenols and fiber support both antioxidant defense and gut health. Here's the most important takeaway. There's no single food that prevents illness, but when you build your family's meal around a variety of nutrient-dense whole foods like these, you're giving your child's immune system the tools they need to work properly. And remember, nutrition is just one piece of the puzzle. Sleep, physical activity, hand hygiene, and eliminating toxins and pesticides all matter too. You don't need expensive supplements or special products. Focus on variety, colour, and consistency. If you found this helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos on how to eat well and feel good. And drop a comment below. What's your family's favourite food from this list? And how do they like to eat it? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.